Hi everyone, welcome to DevOps Info channel. Previously, we looked into the hubs in the Azure AI Foundry. Now, in this video, we are going to take a look at the project in the Azure AI Foundry and see what are the options that it can be beneficial for us. So, I have not prepared any presentation for this. I'm just going to dive directly into the portal and explaining what are the options we have in the project options. So if you see the first thing, like the moment when you open the AI Foundry and then when you go into the project, the first thing on the overview, on the right side, you see first is like the endpoints and the keys. Like we already talked about the connection string, it's using the API key and the SAS tokens. So if you have the endpoints and the keys, like which is the API keys, you see all those stuff here. In our example, we had the agent service workshop, which was created like 3 weeks back, and that's the reason we see the API key over here. And if you scroll down, these are the things that you see, which is like it's a perfectly streamlined option which gives you more information about like what are the options that you need to start with your project. For example, you need to choose the right models, and then you need to build and customize, assess and improve. All these stuff we are going to take a look at from the left side, so that it gives you a more information on the same. So on the right side, you also see the project details, location, and manage project settings. This is like the management center. We already saw like the view quota, the track cost, and other stuff. We're not going to take a look at that today. So on the model catalog, on the left side, this one explains like what are the models that's available. Like these are the pre-built models that's available, which is ready to use for common tasks like image recognition, text analysis, and etc. And also like you can do a custom model here. Like for example, in the model catalog, I can just go down and see the collections. Like for example, if I want to see the ones from Microsoft, I can select. And the most important part is like the deployment option. You have the option to choose the managed computer and the serverless API. And also the licenses, you have which licenses, then you can also choose the same. And for example, if you go for the industry, then if you select financial services, then you have some pre-built models which is ready to use. You can definitely use them and make benefit out of them. And at the top, you also see the model leaderboards, like which models are performing best in different criteria. Like for example, if you take about the quality wise, you see O1, the DeepSeek R1, GPT 4.5 preview, all these things are doing good. And the cost wise, you see, and also throughput wise, what are the things that's performing well. So if you take a look at that, there are totally 1906 like a model catalog which you can explore and utilize and deploy the models that is suiting to your production environment. So and the next one, like if you scroll down, this is what you see, and on the left side you have the playgrounds. And this playground is really nice one, because in the playground basically you have what's possible with the AI playgrounds. Like for example, if you go with the chat playground, I'm just clicking on the chat playground. So here you have some templates which you can explore and test your deployment. For example, in our case, we already have a GPT 4.0, and I've just chosen that. And probably you can um, generate a prompt and test it. Like for example, for this one, I'm just clicking on generate a prompt. For example, tell me about pizza. I'm just giving an example. So it's generating a prompt. Just it could give it a couple of minutes. Sorry, couple of few more seconds. So if you this information, if you see here, So this is the steps it's generating, like provide information about pizza, its history, varieties, and then introduction, history, output format. These are the output format for the example of the input which we gave, the tell me about pizza. The other, you can train various prompts with this, and if you want something to train with your own data, this is very interesting. We see there is an option add your data with preview. So this part I'm going to test it specifically with my own data set. I have not yet created a data set. The moment a data set is available, we wanted to see add your data preview and see what are the functionalities and how it is performing a model. So here, when you select add your data and then add a new data source, the good part is like you can choose the data source from your own, like for example, MongoDB, Azure Blob Storage, storage URL, and the upload files. And here it's allowing the upload files, the size limit of 16 megabytes. And then you see the file types is docs, HTML, PDF, all those types are supported. So this is like a good option to train your own data set. Yeah. And if you scroll down, there are some parameters which you can definitely use, like past messages included, maximum response, like presence penalty, and all those stuff. And if you see that there is also an option to do the one which we see is the automated evaluation. And if you want to do a manual evaluation, there is also an option to click on manual evaluation and do the evaluation on your own. I'm just going back to manual evaluation. We are not going to do that right now. And then in the deploy, you also see there is an option to deploy your model as a web app. So that's also available, and you can test that further. And you also have an option to import. In this import, you can import a JSON file or a prompty file and do that, and also export. That's the same thing as a JSON file and prompty file. uh, and the most, the good part is like you have the prompt samples here. In the prompt samples, you have a lot of prompt samples which you can use for your model. For example, hiking recommendations chatbot, you have this, and if you use this prompt, and that's coming over here, and you can basically give the model instructions and context excuse me, based on your requirement, and then you can generate a prompt. If you still want more information, like for example, if you hover over the information button, it gives like the model instruction about how it should behave and any contents it should reference when generating a response. You can describe the assistant's personality, tell it what it should answer. So these are the prompt examples. Like for example, if you scroll down, like where are they located, all this information you can give, apply changes, and train your model. Yeah. And when you go again to the AI services, in this AI services, like you can also infuse your solutions with AI capabilities like speech, language translator, content and safety, and all those stuff. And the next one is the agents. This is the agents preview. Here, whatever the agents that you have deployed, it will be showing up here. In our case, like we have already tested out the sales agent which we did, and we wrote a blog about it. If you have not taken a look at it, I highly recommend to take a look at the blog. It is really a straightforward and easy step to deploy your own agent with the help of the Azure AI service. So those agents you should show here, and then you can also go and create a new agents. The same thing, like if you see here, there's a templates. There are a lot of templates like which is available in the GitHub. You can just start your basic agent from here. So the good part is it's also showing the technicality, the difficulty level. So it's a basic, the intermediate. So all these things, like based on this, like you would be able to get started deploying your agent and see like how it is helping your scenario. And if you talk about fine tuning, here also we have the fine tune the model. Like for example, if you go and fine tune the model and choose one of the model, and then start doing the fine tuning option. And the next part is like the content understanding. So in the content understanding, like you can create a content understanding task and build analysis with your own data. So like for example, if you can give a task name, and then the shoot a connection and the storage account, and then you can create a content understanding task. I'm just having a plan to show this one along with the own data set when it is available. We'll explain about this part, especially when the own data set is available. And the next part, like which I wanted to show mainly, is the tracing. So here in the tracing, um, this is like more helpful to view and performance and debug your application. Like for example, like how good is your application performing, and then debug your app. This is also still in preview, but we need to see like how good it will be going further. And the last one, like I wanted to tell is these two parts, like evaluation. You can do a evaluation and see like how your model is performing. And the last one is the safety and security. So in the safety and security, like this are the options that help you to stop the AI method to give any harmful content or misuse of those kind of stuff. So for example, I've just created one. I will show you. For example, if you go to the try it out, so you see it's like a moderate uh, text content. So in this moderate text content, like for this workshop, you can say just use only the safe content, and then if you test, and you can also see the configure filters, like if it is a medium, allow, block, and high. So all these things, like it is categorizing violence and all those stuff. I just created already one. I wanted to show you that. One second. Content filters. I think this is the one. So in the content filters, I just created a custom content filter. So basically, in the safety and security, you have the overview, which is like what are the things that you can do is like mapping your data, measuring it, and then see like how what are the things that you need to. So mapping is like identify and prioritize your potential risk item that's available, and then you need to assess the risk frequency and the severity of this, and then finally you need to manage a mitigation plan, and also prepare an operationalized thing. So if you go to try it out, here in this, there are some templates kind of thing which you can use to see how your how what are the tests that you need to run on a model to make sure that it is complying with the safety and security. So in that, I've just selected one, which is the safety. I selected the basically I selected a safety system message. So in that, like if you go to the content filters, so you see the category like violence, hate, sexual, self-harm, all these input. If it comes, then it blocks. It gives us a risky item. And then also there is something called block list preview. Here you can create a block list to prevent specific terms. Like this part I did not explore, but this is also it can be useful. And also, there is another one important part which I want to tell you. Basically, if you go to add your data in this, like you see, the data remains stored in the data source, because there might be a question that might be coming, like I'm going to add my own data where my data is going to reside. So in this case, like if you see here, uh, it says your prompts, inputs and outputs, and your training data are not available to other customers. Like whatever the data, if you're even using, that's not available to other customers. It's not available to OpenAI itself, and it's also not used to improve any OpenAI models. So these are the things that you need to make sure, like the data privacy, whatever the own data that you're using, that is also taken care with all the data privacy and other stuff. So you don't need to especially worry about that part. So these are the things that I wanted to mainly tell about it. And apart from that, I'm just looking for a test case that we can test it out with our own data and see how the what are the options that is available, and what are the things that we can do. Um, and overall, like a combination of a project and the hub provides a comprehensive toolkit for navigating through the different stages of the AI development uh, that you would conquer. Like for example, from the data preparation, till the deployment and also the monitoring. So this is like very good, like when you want to deploy your AI model, like you have the model catalog where you can go and choose your model, and then you can develop. There is also all the playgrounds and the tooling that you can choose. For example, you can also choose the options from the GitHub and you can use, and also the data preparation and the deployment and monitoring, everything is available in this AI Foundry with the combination of the hub and the project. Hope you enjoyed this video. Just follow for the next video where we will be talking more about using our own data and see what is how the model is performing. Thank you.